Bears and Bills. Do we want to talk about this one, or do we want to see if Moon pops in? We can skip this one for a second.
I don't know if Riley's gonna pop in. I'm gonna go take a code yellow and fill up with a drink real quick as we dive into this, so I don't miss.
Spam code yellow in the chat.
Coming in.
Chris Mano, what's up? Nerd burglars, what's going on? Let us in the stream. We will. We'll get you there.
I think Hell's also a Bills fan, so we can let him in.
Oh, okay. Hell's a Bills fan. All right, let's dive into it. So we have Bills and Bears here in this one. Now, Bills are visiting Chicago in a cold one. This is going to be a crazy one. So Bills favored by 9. I think it's dropped to 8.5 at this point. So over-under is 40.5. I think the over-under indicates where people see this game kind of landing, right? I think this one is going to lean itself. I mean, you're going to have some cold weather up there in Chicago. You're going to have some wind. Keep spamming that code yellow, by the way. You're going to have all of this happening here. And, I think this is going to be a little bit of a closer game. This is one of my best bets of the week, and I think I know what side to be on, and that's the Chicago Bears. Now, that's not to say I don't see the Bears winning this game, but in a low-scoring game, you have the wind, you have the cold. I mean, it's going to be bitter out there. The over-under reflects a lower-scoring game. And when you're getting 8.5 to 9 in a lower-scoring game, you got the wind affecting kicks. You got affecting throws. It's going to be a ground-heavy game, I think. I just think that this one is going to be leaning more towards the under, which leans more towards the team that gets the more points. I think this is a touchdown game. I just don't think it's covered by 8.5 to 9. So I actually missed out on the 9. I got 8.5 on this one. So Health, you're a Bills fan along with Riley Moon, and what do you think? What do you think about this one?
I'll be muted.
Health, you there? All right, we'll come back to Health when he's ready.
He's a Bills fan, right?
Yeah, he's
basically Canada up there.
Basically. Scotty, what do you think about this one? Bills and Bears.
I mean, it's gonna be freezing cold in Chicago, right? Like, I feel like we go through this every week now with Buffalo, like the weather, and it didn't end up being that bad last Saturday night.
There we are.
There we go.
I'm back.
We got you.
Yeah.
All right, dive into your Bills here on this game. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Of course, you're saying what I'm thinking you're saying. Buffalo's kind of like Canada in one way, sense or another. I can sense that. Also, Buffalo can probably take a good cold whipping, too. I will take the Bills on this one.
Okay.
I'll probably take the over on the Bills. My thinking.
The over on the Bills team total? There's over on the game?
Overall on the game. Game overall.
I mean, if you like Bills, you probably like the over just based off of how low that over-under is. Team total 40.5. So if you like Bills, you should like the over.
And I Scotty, you missed it. My best bet of the week. I got it at 8.5 plus 8.5 for Chicago, knowing this is going to be a weird game with the wind, the cold, the missing field goals, the running the ball. I think it's going to be lean more towards that Chicago side, which is why I have Chicago plus 8.5. Missed out on the 9.
Yeah, I'm not on this game, but I think it's a bit of a trap game for the Bills. Big game last week against Miami, obviously. Get retribution to that earlier loss and takes a stranglehold on the division. And then you have a huge game against the Bengals next week at Cincinnati. This feels a little trappy to me. Where maybe the Bills don't play to their potential. Also, it's going to be 0 degrees. It's going to be windy as hell in Chicago. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the nickname there is the Windy City.
I mean,
it's a new nickname.
Yeah.
But it just seems like the conditions are going to be tough. I would side with you, Chris. I mean, the Bills should win this game. And the Bills obviously need to win out in order to guarantee them that 1 seed, which is super important now in the playoffs to get that bye. So we'll see what happens. It just feels like a tough game to get up for if you're the Bills and freezing temperatures when you have a big game looming next week against the Bengals.
Yeah. Khalil Herbert's also back potentially in this one to go with Montgomery. So they're going to probably do a heavy lifting of running the football. Slows the ball.
By the way, who's the best running quarterback in the game right now, Chris?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Might be Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I mean, Josh Allen's very, very effective at what he does, but Justin Fields relies on him more. Justin Fields has come out and said this week that he's trying to set the single season record for rushing yards from the quarterback position this year if he can.
He'll probably get it.
Jake Ross says Hurts in the chat.
That's also an option.
Hurts is nice. I think Fields for like, well, and Lamar is still in the picture, of course. There's a ton of great running. I mean, what's nice about Allen, and we've said it left all the time, Chris, is like you never worry about Josh Allen getting hurt. Like he feels like he's put in the like you're more worried about the opponent getting hurt when Josh Allen runs into you. For whatever reason, all these other guys kind of get banged up at times, and you're like, can they sustain it? And maybe eventually Josh Allen does get hurt, but we haven't seen that yet. And he's been running over dudes for years.
Cuban Benny says Brett Rippon. Yeah, that's true too. I think that could be.
Brett Rippon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple other options. Peyton Manning back in the day was pretty good.
Hey, Noah, let's go. Well, thank you for the follow. Let's go. Hey, appreciate the insights, Helv. Thank you for being a fan of the show. And again, popping back in. Appreciate it, man.
No worries.
Let's see. We have redemption.
We do have can't say something nice. We have to say something nice about the Texans.
The Texans Texans are going to have fun at the draft this year. I think they can.
Yeah, number 1 pick in the draft.
They're going to have some fun at the draft this year. I think that there's.
By the way, Chris, and people in the chat, if you're a betting person, I strongly advise you to bet on Bryce Young being. And you can disagree with Bryce Young being the number 1 pick. That doesn't matter because the Texans are going to take Bryce Young number 1 overall.
Yep.
Bet that now.
By the way,
bet that while the odds are lower.
Noah, who's your team and where you're from? I'd like to get to know you a little bit. Welcome in.
Awesome.
Guys, join the Discord if you haven't already, and you can be like Helv and pop in and talk about your team. So if you're here, let us know who your team is. Cowboys, okay.
Cowboys, oh boy.
So Noah can talk Cowboys with
we got Eagles
with Jake Cross. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we can go back and forth, get after it a little bit.
From Tennessee.
Tennessee. Cool.
Oh, Tennessee. Welcome in. Good to have you as a part of the show. Thank you for the follow. Here we go, Jake Cross. Here we go.
Like, oh no.
All right, here's your chance to shine, football wife. If you're here, join the Discord in the backstage. Love to hear your thoughts.
Wife.
We have
Hop in here.
Patriots and Bengals in this one. Bengals -3 favorites in this game. They were at New England in Foxborough for this game. So 41.5. And it's going to be, I think this is going to be a pretty close game. I think this one is a scary one for me. I didn't bet it by any means, but I really think that the Bengals do win this game. They're the better team, and they have the more weapons to kind of, man, the way the Patriots lost last week, let's just say they just have a lot of,
I mean, that shot I have of Mac Jones is him sitting on the field after they lost that game, Chris.
It's like, come on, man. What are we doing?
I mean, as he got stiff armed to the ground, but it's not Mac Jones's fault. Like, he shouldn't be in charge of saving a game by tackling a defensive lineman, right?
I mean, the fact that they're throwing him the ball as the go-to option, like 30 yards back.
I mean, the guy in the post game was like, I thought Mac was. I didn't see anywhere near Mac Jones, and I'm like, fine, but with Mac Jones has the ball, what is he gonna do? What's he gonna do with it? He can't run.
Even then, it's a tie game. It's not.
Yeah.
Like
terrible.
If they were losing, the pass to Mac Jones would make sense.
True.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. No one would argue if they're losing why you wouldn't just keep the ball alive or whatever. But tied?
There's no need.
So this one came down from 3.5. Now it's -3. So Bengals
Did you have it at 3.5, Chris?
I didn't bet this game, but
I don't know what you bet this week, so I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
You didn't
so
share that info with me.
I know. It was a busy afternoon, but
sorry you were so busy.
Putting this show together. 2 years is a long time. Especially when you're doing all the fancy stuff tonight, like we're doing, getting people popping in. guys, join in. Football Wife, I don't know if you're popping in yet. If you are, it'd be a pleasure to have you on the stream and talk about your Bengals. But
well, enter go to the Discord, enter the backstage if you want. No pressure.
No pressure.
Except I did say you're my favorite, follower. So if you don't join, maybe that's in jeopardy. I don't know.
I mean, for this game though,
Football Wise says there's 6 people ahead of me. I will wait my turn.
Lap
the
it's
field.
Not like a line. It's not like a line. It's not a line. It just depends on the team.
Yeah, we're picking and choosing here.
Oh, is she in there then?
Not yet, but she said she's waiting. But Football Wife, if you want to go ahead, hop in. I'll bring you in here.
No, Football Wife. It's about the teams. They'll wait till their team. You're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine, Football Wife.
Patriots defense has padded the stats, I think, in the last several mediocre quarterbacks that they've played throughout the season. But now they face Joe Burrow, a much more substantially good quarterback in the NFL compared to what they have been playing. And the Patriots offense hasn't had more than 2 touchdowns in a game since week 6. Think about that. So keeping up with Cincinnati's attack on the offensive side of the football, I think is just going to be too much here. I think Cincinnati wins. Do I think it's close? Yes. But I just, I think they just eke out a nice win here.
Hopefully we'll get Football Wife in here. But in the meantime, Chris, sometimes I see spreads and I'm like, this seems weird enough that I won't even bet it. Like, the Bengals are clearly better than the Patriots, right? Like, clearly. The Bengals have covered in like 10 of their last 11 games. And they're only 3-point favorites on the road. It seems like a trap. Like, what's happening? And I did talk about the Bills in a trap game. This could be a trap game for the Bengals with the Bills looming next week in a huge matchup. I mean, that's the biggest matchup left on the season, in my opinion, as far as playoff rankings and where you fall.
This is a big matchup for playoffs.
Bengals and Bills next week. But this one is big for the Patriots, obviously. The Patriots have to win this game if they want to get in the playoff picture. So it's probably more important to the Patriots, and the Bengals might be overlooking it, but the Bengals are way more talented and a way better team than the Patriots. So I don't have I'm not going to bet either side. I don't have either side. These teams -3, they play 10 times in a row. I'd take Bengals to cover at least 7 of those, but in this situation, I don't know. It's a weird situation with Bengals looming against the Bills and the Patriots devastated after last week. I don't even know. How do you rebound from last week if you're the Patriots?
I don't know. I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Hey, Riley, there we go. We missed out on hearing your voice.
Riley.
We missed out on hearing you for the Bills. We just covered the Bills a little bit ago. If you want to jump in, join our Discord, go backstage. Football Wife, now's your last chance. We'll let you in no matter what. But if you want to talk about Bengals, we're going to be moving on from Bengals here in a second. So we want to get to some of the other matchups. But join in if you want to say Houday real quick and hang out for us. Jump in right now. Go ahead. Okay. All right. That's fine. Hey, Football Wife, appreciate you, though.
Riley, also happy 2 years. The best sports channel. Riley, by the way, I'm still getting used to calling you Riley.
Yeah, it's weird.
But we're going to get back to the Bills game, and you can call in on the Discord channel, on the Backstage channel on Discord.
Chat about your team.
And chat about your team with us. Please do so. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. I forgot to say happy 2 years, guys. By the way, you can just pop in and just say happy 2 years to us, too, if you want. That's cool, too. But yeah, I hope Patriots pair, says Riley. Also, go ahead. I forgot to say happy 2 years. Thank you, Football Wife. Broncos, Rams. I don't know. Broncos. Are you in the Discord? If you want to,
or Broncos or
Cuban.
Cuban, you want to hop in? Cuban's not in there. Cuban, come on in if you want.
Any Broncos fans that want to talk about this one besides me?
The only reason I put this in a preview is I expected someone to hop in and give an analysis, and we could talk to them, because
this game is going to be a disaster.
Yeah, this has ruined my Christmas.
They've already tried to change how this game, from a seating standpoint, from a ticket sales. They're like, don't just not come. give your tickets to somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're doing ticket programs for this to make sure that it's, you know, a decently filled stadium. But Broncos in this case are favored by 2.5. 36.5 is the over-under. There's only one lean I have in this game, and that is the over. I pounded the over in last week, and I'm going to pound the over this week.
You were lucky as hell last week.
Hey, it hit. It hit.
It was like 9-6 with like a quarter to go almost.
Diacola. Yeah, Diacola's also in here. Broncos just joined, I think, inside the backstage. But
Diacola.
Oh, he did?
Diacola, you can join.
Yep, you're right. He did. I'm going to get him in, and come on, computer, work, and there we go.
hey,
Broncos.
Broncos. Broncos, are you there?
I am here, gentlemen.
Broncos.
Yes.
How are we doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Hey, Broncos, tell me your thoughts about this game. Obviously, are you going to be celebrating Christmas watching this game, or are you going to be just, you know, what are your vibes?
Christmas in a happier light.
Well, yeah. I mean, what choice do I have other than to just enjoy Christmas and then maybe have that on in the background?
yeah. It seems safe. Hey, Broncos. Hey, it's good to have you in. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. Man,
Yeah, of course.
it's been a rough go here for the Broncos, and you and I, Diacola, some of the other Cuban Benny have been struggling through this season. Do we get a win this week?
Yeah, I think things are looking a little bit better, but I wouldn't say that they've got it figured out. The fortunate thing is they play against teams that are not doing so well, so that gives them a chance to figure some things out. But you know, you always have high hopes at the beginning of the season. The way things have kind of developed over the season, it's been really disappointing, and I don't know if we've hit the low, but it sure feels like it.
Man, I thought we hit the low with the Carolina loss, honestly. I thought the Carolina loss was one of the worst losses of this season of my history watching this Bronco team. And obviously I'm still like it's only game.
You have to be mad.
But like, yeah, this one I do think the Broncos, I mean I kind of see them on some of, you know, the people that I trust in the betting world see this around a 3.5 point spread. So I think there's an edge on the Broncos in this one, but this is going to be a rough game to watch. I mean, you got Baker Mayfield on one side, you got Brett Rippon on the other. It's not going to be the most exciting Christmas game like we thought it was going to be when you had a Super Bowl contender at the Rams and you had the Broncos with you know.
Wait, I'm confused. Is Russ not playing this week?
I don't think
I
so.
think he's in.
Is he in?
He's in. He's in.
Yeah,
Okay.
he should be in.
Oh,
He wanted to
that's
be
what
in last week.
Oh.
He was mad that he wasn't in.
then
He's in.
yeah. So
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
then
he was weird.
either way, it's going to be a rough
So
go.
Better fan than you, Chris.
I
No big
guess.
deal.
I guess.
Um,
That's why we got you guys calling
Hey.
in.
The real question is Scott going to watch the game?
Oh.
No.
Don't you have a best bet in this one, Scotty?
Do I? On purpose? No, I'm not touching this game. Oh,
Hey,
yeah, no, you're right. I do have the Rams in a teaser.
I
the
do-
Rams in a teaser up to 8.5.
As do I.
Which makes perfect sense. Like the Broncos don't beat anyone by more than 8.5, even if they do win. So
I mean, they
yeah,
did
and
last
the Rams.
They
Okay. Yeah. But even in that, it like took complete ineptitude from the Cardinals in order for that to happen.
week.
Right?
And Trace McSorley.
Hey, I mean,
Chris McSorley, which speaks to I think another bet I have, Chris.
Scott should be
Trace
watching the game with
McSorley
his kids because
gets-
this is the Nickelodeon game.
Nickelodeon game. Let's go.
I mean,
Don't worry, Scotty. Your Chris-
they
your
will
Christmas-
actually assume it's a joke of a game then. If you get the graphics in there, they're like, this isn't even a real football game, right?
Come on, man.
No, it is not. These aren't real players.
Oh,
These
man.
are fake NFL players.
This is why we love Scott.
It's love we love Scotty. That's right. Hey, thank you, Broncos, for being a part of it, brother.
Broncos, thank you for
Hey.
joining, man.
It's fun, guys. Hey, I appreciate all that you do. Happy 2 years for you.
Hey, appreciate that
Let's
love.
go.
Let's go.
Absolutely, guys.
Broncos, without diving in, I hope you and your family are doing great.
Yes, Scott, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support this year. It's been kind of crazy, but we're in a better place now, and thankfully all is well. So we're looking to enjoy this holiday season, and thanks again for supporting us and being a true friend. Appreciate it.
Love it.
Absolutely, man.
Love
Happy
it.
to hear that. Happy to hear. Have a great holiday season, man.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. Thank you so much.
Merry
Yep.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Now, next up, hey, I know J Cross is waiting for his Eagles. We'll get to your Eagles. Don't worry, J Cross, Jake, Joker, hang tight. I see all you guys in
Chris,
the.
We don't have a Lions or Panthers fan.
No, we
We
don't.
can just
We
move
do.
on here.
We can skip. We can skip this. We can skip this.
I don't remember either anybody fans of this team.
We have Lions and Panthers. Lions -2.5 in this one, and this honestly leans for me. Hey, I like the Lions in this
Why's
one.
my mouse not working? My mouse isn't working. Can't drag them in. What the hell?
Come on, Rick.
Oh, that's not good. People
Oh my
think
God.
I actually forgot that we.
There we go.
There we go. I heard the beep.
So to talk a little bit about yeah, slap Scott. Yeah.
Guys, of course I know we have a Lions fan in here. He's the only guy that agrees with me every week. I won't forget, Chairman.
Chairman, you don't want in?
Chairman, where'd you go? By the way,
About a minute left.
Lions and Panthers. Lions visiting the Panthers here. -2.5. 4-4 is the over/under in this one. And this is actually going to be one of my best bets of the week. But first of all, before I dive into why I think it's one of my best bets of the week, I want to get from a Lions fan. And that is Chairman of the board. Chairman, are you there?
Hey, I am. Am I here? Am I on?
Hey,
You're
Chairman.
Live.
Oh, good.
Welcome in. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel and being here with us tonight on our 2-year anniversary. Appreciate it.
More
Thanks to you
important-
guys.
More importantly, a supporter of me.
Well, a couple things. First, happy anniversary to you guys. So cool.
Hey.
I've only been around for not even a year, I don't think, but I don't know how I missed the first year, but I wasn't really on Twitch. So yeah, you guys have given us something to look forward to on Sundays and Wednesdays. It's a great time. I tell you guys all the time, I think you have the best stream. So I'm not saying anything
Appreciate
new there. No offense to the other streamers in the chat. G Girl, when you have your anniversary show, I'll come on and say you're the best.
There you go.
But and the other thing I wanted to say too, I wanted to shout out Chris, because what probably nobody knows except for Chris and I is when I was trying to get started, Chris actually took the time to have some conversations with me. We talked on the phone. God, we probably talked for almost an hour that day. Just him giving me tips on what they went through and how they got started, and it was really helpful. People don't know that. It was just a conversation between him and I, and I'm sure he's probably having conversations like that with other people too. I'm sure Scotty probably does something helpful to people. I don't know.
I don't
No,
know what that
no
would be.
shot.
People.
No shot.
But the other thing too, I was hoping this was going to be video too, because I wanted to just confirm once and for all that I'm not Scotty's alt account. He just happens to have a lot of brilliant takes that agree with mine. And
Is someone grabbing that clip?
we are
clip.
not the same person. Look, we're talking at the same time right now. We are not the same person.
Not the same person at all.
Nobody click on it. Nobody clip it.
But
Someone clip that, please.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
we'll appreciate that love, Chairman. It means a lot. So glad you got that you got all the followers that you needed for affiliate. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta just say a quick shout out to G Girl too, because I know she's in the chat. Like when I was really close, she was like, "Well, you're not there yet," and like she rated me, and like that's a great thing about like I know you guys share a lot of the community members, and everybody in this community is great, and everybody like showed up in my stream and like pushed it over the top, and it's really cool. I haven't streamed enough since making affiliate, but that's a whole nother story that for another day. But anyway, we were here to talk about the Lions.
Yeah, tell us what you think about this game.
By the way, before we
And
say the Lions, we're talking about the 6-1 in their last 7 Lions, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm gonna take a quick
That's
code
important
yellow,
to
but
know.
you guys keep it rolling.
And I
I got
think
this.
that the there's a lot of buzz when you listen to even national shows now. Usually we only get local. We get some local love, but now we're getting national buzz. People are saying like, nobody wants to play the Lions. If they can get into the playoffs, nobody wants to play them. And if you look at Goff, is a really interesting situation because I still firmly believe he was never intended to be the permanent guy here. He was brought in as the trade bait to let Stafford go to LA, and he was going to do a couple of years, and then they were going to use all these draft picks to rebuild. And now he's positioned himself where, how do you get him out? You can't get him out of the starting job the way he's playing right now. He's not turned the ball over in the last 6 games. No interceptions, no fumbles. He's got 9 touchdowns. He's playing great. And I really think if they can keep it going, I don't think anybody's going to play them. And the other thing I wanted to point out is, I don't know if anybody watches that Manning Road show, but they had an episode where Peyton Manning and Jeff Daniels, who is from Michigan also, he lives like half an hour from here in Chelsea, and they did a whole little ritual where they broke the curse of Bobby Lane. And for those of you who don't know, that's the curse that supposedly Bobby Lane put on the Lions like in 1957 after he was traded. And they haven't obviously won a championship since 1957. So they did this whole ritual since that episode aired, where they did the ritual with the whiskey in the bathtub and whatever salt and whatever, it was some weird thing. The Lions are 6-1, with the one loss being to Buffalo and a heartbreaker at the end of the game. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I believe in it, but I'm not saying I don't. So I don't know.
I mean, it regardless, this season went from 1-6 to now looking like, obviously a win. You got Jameson Williams coming on last week. You got pieces, and you got a high draft pick thanks to the Rams coming up here. That'll be interesting, as you talked about, whether you go quarterback. You voiced that you can't move on from Goff.
I don't know. It's hard. How do you do it after the way he's playing?
He's played, so it'll be super interesting to watch them in the draft and what they do with that high pick. I've seen with their other first rounder a lot of rumors to Bijan Robinson, the running back from Texas, which would Rec loves that apparently, but nonetheless, the Lions are in the picture here, and that's fun to talk about. And they've played great football recently. So
and I know some people have sort of jumped on the bandwagon. I don't mean that in a negative way at all. We're happy to have. It's rare. It's never actually, and it's not even rare. It's never. So it's really cool. But just this week, if you are pulling for that scenario, if the Lions can win this game, which they're favored by 2.5. And Seattle, if Kansas City takes care of business, they're favored by 10.
We got you.
And if the Niners take care of business against the Commanders, they're favored by 7. All very likely things that could happen. Then suddenly the Lions are right there in that number 7 spot, and they control their, I hate saying destiny because destiny is not controllable, right? But you know what I'm saying? They're in control of their own situation. So,
and obviously a team no one in the NFC wants to play, especially in that NFC that isn't, obviously, I mean, I think no one would disagree that the AFC's a little better than the NFC.
Yeah, well,
year.
We talk about all the time, right? How, the quarterback is kind of you got to have a good quarterback. And you look over in the AFC and you got Mahomes, you got Josh Allen, you got Burrow leading the way. Like, nobody wants to play any of those guys. But you look over in the NFC, you got Hurts, who is having a great year, obviously.
Right.
If he plays this week. But then who do you have, really? Tom Brady?
And
Purdy?
And if anyone's being honest with like quarterback play, and if you were starting a franchise and you're like, all right, I'm going to give you 4 quarterbacks. I'm going to give you Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Hurts. Who are you taking in what order? I feel like Hurts is always 4th there. He should be 4th.
For sure. Yeah. And as much as I love giving you a hard time because you can't resist bringing up Mahomes in Kansas City, you're dead on. Like, if I'm starting a team, I take Mahomes first, and it's not even close.
Yeah. Even Colin Coward said that today.
Yeah,
he was talking about guys he would take before Tua.
Oh boy, Colin.
And he was like, the only obvious, the clearly obvious number 1 choice is Mahomes. Guys, hate me all you want. It's just true. It's just true.
Oh, Coward
I mean,
said
two
that?
is a great story, but yeah, for sure. I mean, you're going to take any three of those guys before you're going to take
Well,
Tua. He's going to be way down the list.
Just
but,
so you know, I'm on your boys -2.5 this week. There,
all right,
chairman.
let's keep it
So
going. You guys were believers early on. You started picking the Lions way back.
So
weeks ago.
I got him. That is one of my best bets of the week, -2.5 for the Lions. So, chairman, I'm with your boys. And this is gonna be as weird as this sounds, kind of an interesting one. And I'm looking forward to seeing the Lions pull this one off. So, I got him. I got him winning by at least a field goal. And I hope that's the outcome, man. I hope that is, so it keeps those hopes alive. But
I'm ready for the Lions to make the playoffs.
I am
over
too.
Some of those other teams.
Yeah.
No offense to some of those other teams on the threshold of the NFC, but I think the Lions have a more fun, enjoyable product.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and with Dan Campbell too. I mean, it's just going to be more fun if we can have. And that's, I don't know if you remember this a few weeks back, Scotty. We were talking about. Well, I was in the chat. You were talking about like the Lions have as long as a good rebuilding season. I was like, no, it's got to be the playoffs. Like, and I get why that didn't probably make sense to you or anybody else outside of Detroit, but we've just been there, done that. We've gone 1 and out on the playoffs so many times. We've been quote rebuilding so many times. It's time to have one of those years that nobody expected. Like the Falcons that year, they went to the Super Bowl 2 Super Bowls ago when they went from like last place to. It's time for that kind of year to happen for us. So. Anyway, yeah.
football.
The curse of Hard Knocks, by the way, is done.
Yeah, it's done.
It's over.
It's done. Hey,
Knock on wood.
chairman.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin that. Yeah.
Chairman, thanks for being a part of the show, brother. It's great.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. One last thing. I noticed Giger asked a question about Jamal Williams. Like in fantasy, I wouldn't count. I picked up Jamal Williams in the leagues I could, but he's not getting a lot of targets yet. When he does, he's dangerous, but he's just not getting. Their spread. Golf has really been spreading the ball around, so I don't know if he's necessarily a must start kind of guy yet. But anyway, yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you giving me the time and letting me talk about the Lions. And keep up the great work. I love your show. You know that. So
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Honestly,
No problem.
Chairman, love that you join us all the time. Appreciate what you're doing on Twitch and hope you continue to have success. And thanks for agreeing with me a lot. Honestly,
hey man, it's what my true opinion. I can't,
And
Yeah.
we're bringing, and this is what great. We're bringing our community together, which is like, we get to hear your voices and have a great time with it. Hearing Broncos and hearing, Chairman and all of you guys that have chimed in. It's been great to get to know you guys a little bit better. So thank you guys for being a supporter of the show, and we got to do this more often. So, all right. Next up, all right.
Thanks, fellas.
thanks,
Problem.
Chairman.
Packers and Dolphins. Here we go. Now, Milwaukee's best. If you're here, Milwaukee's, this is your time to shine, my friend.
Tell us why the Packers are going to beat the Dolphins.
Milwaukee's best. If you're here, I don't know if we have too many Dolphins fans that pop in very often, but here we go. So Packers, Dolphins, 4.5 point favorites. Now, this was 6 and 5.5, and it's dropped down. And I missed out on it, Scotty. If it was me, I would have been all over getting the Green Bay Packers +6. Some of the sources that I follow very closely were on this early on, and it's been a busy week. I haven't been able to keep tabs on it, man. So I missed out on 6. I missed out on 5.5. I missed out on 5. Now it's down to 3.5, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say it's gone down even more, which is
It's strange.
weird to see something jump from 6 to 3.5 where I haven't heard like a ton of like injury news or anything like that, right? So I don't have a strong feel in this game. I'm gonna stay away from it, but clearly the Dolphins have been the better squad. Dolphins have struggled recently, but played some really good teams in those situations, right? Or the Packers are a really good team. I mean, the record doesn't state that. I know they got a win for me in my bet on Monday night, but that was against a bad football team in the Rams. So I don't know. I mean, the Dolphins need this game more than the Packers, in my opinion. I think the Packers need a miracle to make the playoffs. Dolphins need this to stay ahead of the. I mean, there's 4 teams I feel like 7-7 or close to that, and some teams at 8-6. So which the Dolphins are at. So the Dolphins looked comfortably in the playoffs, and all of a sudden they've gone on a little bit of a losing streak. Need this one. You need Tua to ball out. I'm going to be honest, Chris. I missed a moment of truth before we get to the truth or dab. I missed the Dolphins-Bills game because I was the most drunk I've been in probably a decade on Saturday night.
Bruh.
Not gonna lie, I woke up
drink
on
to
my
that.
couch.
I'll
Don't
drink to
know
that.
how that ended. Don't know how I got there. I was confused. I went to my buddy's surprise birthday party, and things went awry.
Yeah.
And the good news is I made it home. My wife
Somehow.
was with me, so my wife was with me, so that's probably how. But I fell asleep on the couch, and man, that was a big night for me. So I actually missed this Dolphins Bills game, which seemed epic, Chris. I'm sad that I missed
know. I caught some of it. I didn't catch all of it for similar reasons. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, we're here for this Green Bay one, though. Green Bay, by the way, scored 109 points over the last 4 games. Christian Watson scoring 8 touchdowns in that span. Aaron Rodgers getting all of his wide receivers back, feeling good. The running back, A.J. Dillon, 4 touchdowns in the past 3 games, his clear concussion protocol. He'll be back against the team that's, kind of rough against the run sometimes on occasion with Miami. So I don't know. This just leans. When it was 6, I loved it, but now that it's 3.5, you almost kind of got to go the other direction if you're betting the spread.
I think 3.5's on Miami.
Yeah. You switch over there. I think I loved it at maybe 5.5 is the last place I would take it. But besides that, I think this one, I think this is going to be a closer game, but I think, you take it the weather, right? You take advantage of the cold weather. Early on in the season, Miami is a home field advantage. Later on in the season, it's kind of a nice place to play when there's a storm coming across half the United States. So for that reason, Aaron Rodgers should have great conditions to throw the ball.
Green Bay is not even going to know what to do with themselves.
No.
They're not going to know what to do with their hands, Chris. They're just going to be like, what do I do with my hands? It's so warm out here.
Like I can't just rub them together now. What?
Yeah.
This doesn't do it. In fact, this is too warm to do that.
Riley, very much the same energy. Yeah. So, yeah, this was going to be an interesting one. I really wanted Milwaukee's. He was in here for a little bit in the backstage, and we lost him. We lost him. I don't
Gave
know.
up on us.
He I think we lost out on J Cross, and J Cross had to get out. East Coast. I get it.
Yeah.
So, but if Milwaukee's, if you come back in, we'll get your thoughts on this game. We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Chris, can we? Riley, are you ready to comment on your Bills?
Riley,
Yeah.
Can we skip to that one? Skip across.
Yeah. Well,
Is she not in the Discord?
she's in. She just said that she was kind of shy earlier.
oh,
I was gonna say earlier. I'm sure-
Riley, no need to be shy.
So,
we say dumb things on this stream all the time. You'll be way smarter than us.
yeah.
Look, if you can put up with my voice, everyone can deal with yours.
In my face.
Only if you feel comfortable. No worries. But
Yeah.
There's Riley.
hey, let's see if we can get Riley in. Hey, Riley, you there?
Oh, I forgot to give it. Hang on. Okay, and house. There we go.
Riley, you there? Nope.
Riley?
Hello?
Hello.
There we go.
Hi.
Hello?
Welcome.
I'm trying to adjust to Riley. I want to call you Moon Princess, but
Answer to anything and everything, including, hey, asshole.
oh well, that's generally what I answer to, so I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
Kind of my shtick there.
Stealing your thunder a little bit there.
Yeah, how
There you
dare
go.
you?
Welcome
Getting
in.
on right away and stealing my thunder. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for being a part of the Lab Rat community. Thank you for all your support. It means a lot, and it's good to have you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and congrats on 2 years, guys.
Hey, thank you
Let's
so
go.
much. Appreciate that. Obviously you're all about your Bills, and
Yeah.
we were talking about the Bills earlier. You weren't quite on yet, but what are your thoughts on the Bills game this week?
Oh man, it's gonna be a wild ride, I think. I have confidence in my guys. I have a lot of confidence in them, especially if we've got like Poyer coming back. Like, I know he had a knee injury going, but he said today in press conference that he was feeling pretty good about things. So I gotta trust his judgment on his own body. So, and I think he really has stepped up.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was on your I have your Bills winning by about a touchdown. I do. Don't hate me. I have the Bears plus 8.5. So I have them covering the spread, but I have your Bills winning. So
You can hate him if you want.
I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
it's more a Scotty you got to worry about with the Mahomes conversations. That's all.
Whoa,
We're
whoa!
not going to get into that
why are
right
we-
now.
Why are we doing this right now? I
not?
think Josh Allen's a phenomenal quarterback, which is not like controversial. I think everyone agrees with that. And if they play again, I'm going to be nervous as hell in the playoffs for that game. So, mad respect to the Bills and what they have with Josh Allen, because that dude's a freak of nature.
The way he just finds a way to hurdle over so many players is
True.
absolutely incredible to me.
I start to question if everyone on defense is like 5'8" when they're
It's
playing
true.
against the Bills. Are they smaller? Do they shrink?
Yeah.
Everyone is Mike Hilton.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's kind of how it works. But man, he's fun to watch, though.
So
Yeah, he is.
and
I mean, Scott, you missed a great moment too when they were playing the Dolphins and they got the 2-point conversion and then bounced it off of somebody's helmet and they chased it like halfway down the field from the end zone.
oh no, wait.
It was
So
wild, and then
who was
it
chasing?
across the plane. Josh Allen, they went for the 2-point conversion on a tying goal, and he jumped over some people. They determined that he crossed the plane before it happened. So as he was going to land, it bounced out of his hands off of a Miami player's helmet, and then the Bills and the Dolphins both like took off chasing a bouncing football halfway down the field. It was hilarious.
Who recovered that?
It didn't matter who recovered it because they counted Josh
Correct.
Allen crossing the plane. So,
I'm
but
just
I
curious.
think the Bills did recover.
The Bills
I
recovered.
don't remember.
Part of me
I
wanted
believe
Josh
one of
Allen.
the Bills players recovered it, but
Part
you
of me
know.
wanted like Josh Allen to somehow get hit, fumble after the goal line or whatever, and then get up and go and be the great player he is, and somehow like be Superman
he was-
and recover
I
that.
want to say like I don't even remember who it was that recovered it, but it was quite funny watching them chase it in a snow-covered field halfway down
Yeah.
the field.
Yeah, that's entertaining. That's like
Also, them
watching
clearing
me on a
off the
football
field.
field without snow. And I'm
Also
just
watching
chasing
them-
a football around.
Yeah.
Watching them try and clear space for Tyler Bass's final kick was
Yeah.
absolutely
that was-
hysterical to me. They were like frantically pawing at the grass trying to get the snow up.
Wait, so I thought clearing off the space is illegal now. Is that
They
not?
said you can use your hands, you can use your feet, you cannot use a towel.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
So they were
Ah.
using their hands to clear off the fields for him. They said
Leave
that
it-
it was allowed.
Leave it to a Buffalo fan to know the exact rules on like clearing off
See,
the
I
snow
didn't know the
field.
exact rule. I didn't know
Yeah.
the exact rule. They said it to us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. No, I appreciate. I still didn't know.
They also made up a rule that if they got hit with snowballs from fans throwing snowballs at the field, that they would give the Bills a 15-yard delay game penalty.
Yeah, that's a bluff. That's a bluff. If you're at a game, I would throw a snowball at somebody.
It absolutely was a bluff because they did keep throwing snowballs the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, and they don't call anything. They're not gonna
That's what
call.
they get for not clearing the
anything on
seats. This is Bills Mafia.
It's Bills
They're not
Mafia.
gonna call on the fan base.
Oh no.
And
They did say
I
that
mean,
they would be arrested if they kept doing it, but they didn't. That was a bluff too. They didn't throw anyone out of the stadium.
Wow.
Devil Doc, watch
My
out for
God.
yellow snowballs. There you go.
Watch out for Yellowstone, Scotty. I will. I
Oh
watch out
God.
for all snowballs, but especially yellow. Don't
Yeah.
trust
Yeah.
those at all. That's what my kids like to throw, especially my oldest.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that'll teach the staff to clear the stands a little bit better for game day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, as someone that works in, the sporting industry, clearing a stadium and the seats and the stands is not an easy gig. When
Right.
it's a mess
I mean,
of snow.
Yeah.
Snow.
that's why they usually hire, quote unquote, hire
Fans.
fans to come do it for them, and they feed them.
Yeah, which only works in Buffalo, I think.
It really
It
does
really
because
does.
they actually
No
show
other
up with
fan
their own
base.
shovels. They
No other
really
fan
bring
base
their own
is like-
shovels.
What are you offering? Like food and like $10? No, I'm good. I'm
$10
cold.
an hour and some beer. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need.
Like,
Driveway may as well.
I'm jumping off my house to hit a table real quick. I might as well go down there and shovel some snow.
After the last snowstorm, I saw a lot of people jump off of their decks into snow piles wearing nothing but a pair of shorts and waving a Bills flag.
Hey.
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 Yeah. How come- I think you missed earlier on, Riley, when we were talking about the Chiefs. Like, they have these super fans every once in a while, and they end up being absolutely certifiably crazy.
Insane.
I feel like there should be more stories with Buffalo fans like that.
You would think Buffalo fans would be in that mix. You'd think, like of all the people getting arrested, all the people doing crazy shit.
We see these people jumping off onto tables, and oftentimes it doesn't go well, Chris.
No.
The best was when the guy who actually accidentally lit himself on fire because they lit the table on fire before he jumped into it, and he lit himself on fire jumping through it.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
They literally will bring condiments into their tailgates and spray each other with ketchup and mustard in the parking lot.
I saw that guy. I saw that guy for sure. Yeah, that's a
What
thing.
does that
Someone
do?
stuck a
What does
sweet
that do?
potato in. It hypes everyone up.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Someone found
Well,
a sweet potato in the parking lot, and it was the
mean-
lucky sweet potato of the game.
I would just say don't spray yourself red and yellow with ketchup and mustard before a Chiefs game, but I'm just saying.
It ruins the experience. It ruins the experience.
Tends to be our colors, Chris.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, Riley, thank you for popping on. I know you were kind of nervous to pop on, but hey,
Yeah,
we
you
were
killed
so glad that you
Yeah.
did. And thank you for being a
Thanks,
supporter of the
guys.
channel and being here each and every single week. It means the world. And, we are so lucky to have you as a supporter.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have really, really brought together one of the best sports communities, if not the best sports communities on Twitch.
I appreciate that so
Thank you
much.
so
I love
much.
hanging out. Love hanging out with you guys.
Ah,
You guys
love
are
it.
a blast.
Love it. Thank you so much, Riley. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Have a
Thank you
so much.
hey. We have a big year ahead for all you guys moving forward. So, guys, keep things coming. Diacola with the bits coming in.
Congrats on 2 years. Have enjoyed being part of this stream with all these amazing followers.
That's
And slapping purple heart.
thank
No
you so
doubt.
much. Thank you. It means the world. And we can't do this stream without you guys. So
Thank you, Diacola.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you guys all for everything that you give to this channel. Because honestly, yeah, you guys are what the foundation. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the kind words. Means a lot. Next
Chris,
up.
And we're gonna dive into this. I know Rex is gonna want to talk about it. Maybe Devil Doc jumps in.
Yeah.
Maybe others. I'm gonna go preheat my air fryer because I gotta get some nuggies going.
Yeah, we're gonna get. Hey guys, he is preheating his air fryer for hot ones. We're doing a truth or dab. You guys are gonna get to know us a little bit better here coming up soon. So I can't wait for you guys to be a part of that. We are gonna have some fun. We have some hot sauce. We have some nuggets here. If we don't like to answer a question, oh man. We're going to be feeling it. So you guys are going to learn a lot about us. We're going to draw random cards, and we're going to have fun with you guys as the community. So, Doc, we're bringing you on. I think.
Nope, we got someone else in.
We'll
Get Devil Dog in right after.
yeah, we'll bring. Who's coming in first? Ducky,
Monkey.
Ducky, Monkey. Okay, and then we'll have Devil Doc. You're going to be joining here as well. So. Give me 1 second while I get a couple. Let me get this set. But yeah, here we go. The Steelers. We have a lot of Steelers folks in the chat. Raiders
do.
at
Yes, we
Steelers.
do.
Yeah, let's go. Let's represent. Raiders at the Steelers. Steelers 2.5-point favorites in this one. And honestly, I don't hate teasing up the Steelers in this one. I don't have a best bet in this game, but the over-under is 39. It's in Pittsburgh, so we're going to have maybe some little colder temperatures. If you're noticing a theme of all of these matchups, you're noticing that everything is cold, and all the over-unders are under like 40. It's crazy. So
Pretty much.
this one is going to be, I think, a pretty close game here. Excuse me. Let me just choke on my own spit here. So I like the Steelers.
You're about to be choking on something else, especially the heat coming up.
Coming in hot. Let's go. Okay. Let's just hear it. Ducky coming in. COVID, says Cuban. Ducky coming in. Steelers, Rec, you're a Steelers fan. Devil Doc will get you in here soon, but what are you feeling about this Steelers matchup? The Raiders coming into town, and what are you liking? What are you liking in this game, Ducky?
First off, congrats on you, Chris and Scott, for 2 years of ActionLab. And second,
I just jumped in. Is this Monkey?
And for the 11,000th time, Reckoning and Scott.
I think the monkey had a stroke.
Yeah.
That didn't sound like a monkey at all. You're a terrible monkey.
Now I'm screaming into a pillow because my parents are asleep. Anyways, so this game is going to be on Christmas Eve. It's going to be snowing 1 to 3 inches. It's supposed to be 11 degrees at game time on Christmas Eve. It's going to be unbearable. So I would definitely expect the passing attacks from Derek Carr and Kenny Pickett, since he cleared concussion protocol, to be a little stagnant. I could definitely see both teams running the ball with Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. So expect this to be a low-scoring affair. It's going to be way under 39, in my opinion. Whoopsies! Reckoning, what do you think?
Rec, what do you got?
Rec?
Well, honestly, I'm afraid we're gonna get killed.
Well, yeah, because the Raiders have always had the Steelers number. There's 2 opponents that we're always cursed against, and that's the Raiders, and the other is Jacksonville for some reason.
Guys, can I kind of cool your jets here for a second? Derek Carr.
By the way, this is Red Rubber Duck. People are asking who this is, and I keep saying Monkey. It's my fault. This is Red Rubber Duck.
Yeah, Red Rubber Duck.
He goes by a duck name.
Do you guys remember how?
I should just replace my Discord name from Red Rubber Duck to Not Monkey. Duck, not Monkey. For the amount of times that people have been saying it.
Wouldn't hate it.
Anyways.
No, I'm just saying, in case you're keeping track, Derek Carr is not good in cold. He's 1-7 when the temperature is 40 and below 40. He's not good in cold temperatures. 0-4 in freezing conditions. Like, for me, I lean Pittsburgh -2.5 in this game. I didn't bet this as one of my best of the week, but I mean, you got the Franco Harris. You have all of that hype of they're playing for like the franchise, the history, the lure of everything that is Pittsburgh, and you have a quarterback that can't perform in cold weather. You have a team at home in this one. I think this is leaning towards Pittsburgh -2.5 in this. I think they win in by a field goal. I don't know. I'm high. I'm high on your boys.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, this game is just going to be a low-scoring affair because I could definitely see both QBs not throwing in the air since it's going to be bitter cold. It's 11 degrees. It's going to be, the wind chill factor is just going to be absolutely unbearable with all the snow. And with Franco Harris passing away early this morning, it was horrible news to wake up to, especially 3 days before the game, the jersey retirement, and the anniversary supposed to happen. Yeah, they're going to be playing for not just for their playoff lives, they're going to be playing for their beloved, their fallen soldier up above. They're going to be playing spiritually Definitely.
Real quick, was he retiring his jersey this year? Like
Yes.
this week?
Yeah,
Yes.
This
His
weekend
jersey was
supposed
not
to be his jersey
retired
retirement.
prior to-
I was
prior to
wondering
this?
that too. I was like, should that have happened
I
like
know.
a long time ago?
I know, it's shocking, right?
Manoa,
It's shocking.
Alright, we have 2 retired jerseys. Only 2. Not even Bradshaw's
Okay.
retired.
Okay. So
Damn.
Pittsburgh's
Yeah.
one of
Really,
those teams.
Bradshaw's
where, like,
Pittsburgh.
Crazy.
we're too good to retire jerseys.
Pretty
Damn,
much, but yeah,
you
Joe
gotta
Green
be.
and
You
we got
Yeah,
Joe
the jersey
Green,
numbers either have to retire themselves or they have to let the contracts conveniently expire. That's how it's
Unreal.
going to work.
Crazy. I didn't know that. It was like you have to meet like the most hard standards of any franchise to get into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah. So okay.
I'm a little more aggressive on this one, Chris. Bad news for you guys and all on the Steelers. I'm just kidding. I'm on the Steelers. It's one of my bets of the week. I am on the Steelers. I got them at 2, not 2.5. No big deal there. But yeah, I mean, the cold weather, the Raiders come off obviously like a wild win, right? But they don't play in the cold like this. You talked about Derek Carr's record in the cold. Kenny Pickett coming back, which a little bit surprised me. I mean, and honestly, they played well without him last week. It was weird. The weird dude who I somehow get Twitter notifications, Andrew Filipponi or whatever his name is.
Fuck his ass.
Yeah, no, he's the worst.
Man.
He listed off like 2 weeks ago. He's like, we talked about how many quarterbacks in the league we take over Kenny Pickett, and they listed like 5 guys, and I was like, okay. I think there might be more than 5. But I'm on the Steelers in this one. I think, hopefully Kenny's good. Hopefully they're not rushing him back. He's their future, so I agree with playing him if he is okay. Despite the fact that Trubisky played pretty well last week, that's irrelevant. And in the cold weather, I think coming off a big win for the Raiders, but they're not going to be prepped for this cold weather. I think the Steelers are way more prepped for this. Give me the Steelers -2 as one of my locks of the week.
Love it, man.
Nice.
Love it. So Ducky, thank you for popping in, brother. It's great to have you. I want to give Devil Dog some love here as well.
Hey, that's not a problem.
Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. I know you are always rocking and rolling in our chat. So appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here.
Blue plastic.
It's no problem.
One of our favorites.
It's not a problem, and my name is not Monkey. I'm going to change that frickin' ActionLab. My frickin' ActionLab name right frickin' now.
I thought it was. I thought
Guys, have a happy
Is it
2
not blue?
years, and here's the 2 more.
Hey.
It's not blue plastic monkey. I think it might be.
All right, we'll see you, Doug.
No, it's not.
Okay. I love
See
you,
you
Red.
guys.
Red rubber duck.
By the way, I want to
Thank
get
you.
to Riley. here. I scared the crap out of my mom. I just started talking to you guys out of nowhere, and she just gave me a look. And then Rex, like Rach was Scotty.
I hope it wasn't that sort of look.
I hope it wasn't that bad, because
She
otherwise,
said,
Got some prayers, Riley.
yeah, she said it was more like a what the fuck than stop yelling over there.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So a little different, but still scary, nonetheless.
Yeah.
in honor of Franco Harris, they should bring back Rocky Blair, Blyer. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, Blyer
Man.
to play.
But he said Blair first. Does that count as
That
a
counts as a
mispronunciation?
mispronouncing. Yeah. I'm gonna hit that here. There it is, Rick. Thank you. We want to bring in another Steelers faithful, and that is Devil Doc. What's up, Doc? How we doing, brother?
Good evening, and I wanted to congratulate you guys on 2 years as well. Congratulations.
Thank you
you,
so
Devil.
much. I know it's been a great time having you here, having you as a mod of the channel as well. Appreciate all that you do for the channel and all the support, man.
Absolutely love you guys. Oh, so I got to give a shout out to Scotty's KU, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
No.
Let's go. I mean, how bad? We're blowing out teams right now, and we'll get into college basketball more later once the NFL season dies down and all that. But we're
can't
destroying teams right now.
Right.
I mean, it's
Love it.
wild. It's wild. Beating Indiana by 100. Who do we beat by 100 before that? I'm now drawing a blank, but
I like
Oh my
some
God.
double.
Probably some weak sister of the poor, Sister Teresa.
no, an actual good team.
Oh, was it?
Some
Was it?
team.
Hold on. I got it for you.
Yeah, get us for that. I mean, we got to protect our squad.
Oh yeah, we beat Missouri by what 30.
Oh,
28?
that's who I was thinking. Missouri,
Yeah.
who was undefeated at the time.
They were.
And we beat them by about 1 million.
was
Minus
ready
one. It was like
You ready for this game versus
Minus
Harvard?
one.
versus who?
Harvard.
Harvard.
I think we're ready. I think we're gonna be okay.
I think
tomorrow
y'all be
against Harvard.
good.
If
Right.
it happens, people are worried, like, oh, with the weather and it's going to be snowing and cold or something.
By the
and
way,
it won't
why are
happen,
people
but-
so soft? Like they're canceling school because it's cold. No snow. It's just cold. I'm like, you know what I went?
Here, yeah, there's
we-
no snow here.
When I was a kid, we had to battle like 3 feet of snow on the main roads before we canceled or had a
Right.
delay. I'm just like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Okay,
Hey.
boomer.
Right.
Yeah, but you were in like A-Town, Chris. Like you guys could all walk to school, right?
Well, no, not quite.
I'm
I
just kidding.
I walked to the bus stop. Doc, what do you think about this Steelers Raiders game? Obviously, you had some other nervous Steelers fans. We're all. I mean, I'm on the Steelers. Scotty's on the Steelers. What are you feeling?
This is gonna be a very interesting tale of two teams here because if you've noticed, the Steelers' run game has magically woken up the last couple weeks. Najee is averaging over 15 carries a game the last 6-7 games, and if you noticed, we've been in every single one of those games, even more than we have in the before. When he was hurt, he was running timid. Now he's running a little bit more powerful, more he has belief in himself. The line's more solid. I just think that if we can run the ball, I think we'll be okay. I know that Josh Jacobs on the other side is a monster and he can go off, and we've seen that. But I just think that if we can solidify the run game, which is we've done a pretty decent job recently, we're pretty much healthy. We're here in the stretch run. We're 6-8 on a team that nobody thought we'd be here. Honestly, I thought we were going to be worse, but I think you have to also realize that Kenny Small Hands Pickett
Yep.
hasn't thrown a pick since October 30th. I think he threw one. So long as he doesn't throw one this week, I think we have a very golden opportunity here to go to 7-8. But it's going to have to be turnover-free football. We cannot rely on the defense to bail out like they have in the past. I think Kenny just needs to get a touchdown in there. If it's rushing, great. But I would prefer a passing touchdown, to Deontay or to George, get their confidence up. It's going to be one of those games where it's literally going to be like I thought this game was at Lambeau, and then I realized it's going to be 11 at Acrisure. So, it's going to be it's Heinz to me, always and forever. But I definitely think that as long as we can control the game, like you saw where we controlled the time of possession and just can run the ball, I think we have a better opportunity than we have in the past. Let's just say that.
Okay. All right.
Not to mention one of my favorite reasons, and he brought up a good point. Devil did here. On betting on Pittsburgh is Kenny Small Hands Pickett. Guess what happens when cold weather's out? The ball deflates a little. Finally,
Come on,
his
man.
hand's gonna be big enough to actually grip the football.
Yay!
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Finally, he's gonna feel like this is like the Nerf football I used to throw when I was in college. So another big advantage. By the way, my alarm's going off. My chicken nuggets are burning. I'll be right back.
Chicken
nice.
nugget.
Chicken nuggets.
Listen,
lighting on
G girl,
fire.
you better just mind your
Just
business
like your-
over there.
My she said you talk forever. So tomorrow says G girl.
I'm very passionate about my Steelers. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's see. By the way, Inhauser's like, did you walk uphill both ways barefoot in the snow? Yeah, I did. I worked for it. No shoes, no socks. I worked for it.
No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. But no, man, I think this is going to be an interesting game. I'm going to have my eyes on it. Again, if I had a bet on it, it would be Steelers side. I didn't make it an official bet, but But Doc, I appreciate you popping in, brother. It's great to have you as a part of it, and good to hear your voice. And
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for all the support and everything you've done for our channel, man. It means a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks. All right. So there you go. Steelers Raiders in the books. Let's see.
Not yet.
Oh, wait. No. What do we got?
The boy.
What's up? Oh, yeah. My bad, Rec. I got to.
You're good. You're good. Also, give me a second why my mouse decides to fail me again.
You didn't even let Rec talk, Chris?
Well, Rec kind of talked a little bit, but it wasn't like, All right. But yeah, we got you, Rec.
Rec, answer for G Girl over 39?
I don't know. Chris Berry Rec. God, he wishes.
Yeah.
Over 39? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be over 39. It will be a low-scoring game. I'm sure y'all saw. I don't know if y'all saw, but last week the Steelers were really sustaining drives. Even had the longest drive in like 2-3 years. 21 plays that ate almost 12 minutes of clock. So we're not gonna hit you with the big plays, but we're finally doing this thing called moving the ball downfield. First time in a few years. But
yeah, no, that's big.
Yeah.
By the way,
overall, like, okay.
No, Rec. Remind me though. Do you have a blog that you're running? Is that true?
Yeah. I just joined up with the Steeler Nation blogs. I got a few posts there, and I'll be working on more.
Post that in the chat so people know where your blog is. I want you to represent your blog and everything you have going. By the way,
Chris, what happened to our Australian friend that was from Steelers Nation?
I don't know.
I don't know where he went.
I don't know what happened to him. I think he's still in the Discord, actually.
Oh.
So I just put in the chat me breaking down that 21 play drive and pulling a Chris and talking about why it matters.
Why it matters. There you go.
Chris, look at you influencing others to do a why it matters.
Why it matters. There you go.
I would argue why it doesn't matter, but
guys,
that's just me and Rex's relationship. So
guys,
it's fine, guys.
We love to support every single one, whether it's Chairman Stream, G Girl Stream, Reckoning, Ducky, all of you guys who are doing stuff. Let us know what you guys are doing so we can help support you and give you guys more love. Obviously, Rex doing some cool things with this blog, so make sure you go give him some love. Click the link and follow, or however you want to just consume that. It's really cool stuff. So, but yeah, what else, Rec, on this Steelers game? Anything else we want to cover that we haven't?
Well, as mentioned earlier, the Raiders normally own us, and the Steelers and Mike Tomlin do love to play horribly in games that they should theoretically win and at least like be better than. So I'm not quick to say that. I'm not quick to say that the Steelers should win this. I still hope they do, but I know my history and I don't like it.
So you're more hesitant.
I'll say they normally blow games they should win on the road, though. This is at home.
They've had their fair share of blowing games at home.
Okay, fun.
Again, like I'm still going to pick the Steelers to win. I hope that the new quarterback will help break that streak. That's just one of those things where I'm not ready to jump on until I see it.
Remember, deflated football because it's going to be cold.
True.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to throw that thing around like his hand's big enough to do that.
I will also say, Kenny Pickett, as of right now, top 20 quarterback.
I'm fine with top 20. Like, I haven't thought about it. That may be okay. Like,
yeah.
Maybe he's not top 20 right now, but if I'm taking 20 quarterbacks in the league based off of like year they're in and like contract and all of that stuff, yeah, he's top 20. But
yeah,
the dude was trying to say he was like number 6, and I'm like, no.
Just act like Trent Williams and block his ass.
Yeah, I told you I don't even follow him. Somehow he's like in my like Twitter like suggestions. I don't follow the guy.
Either way, just follow him, then block him.
Can I block him? Okay, yeah, follow and block. Got it.
I've
never blocked anybody on Twitter, by the way. Never.
Chairman of the board, Steelers have to win this one. Miracle last play of the game. Franco Harris looking on from above. I think so.
You mean as much of a miracle as that picture on the left?
I mean, that was a cry of miracle too. I mean, just saying.
That was a shot of Mac Jones
Getting
just annihilated, and on a loss, which wasn't Mac Jones's fault, to be fair. But
that man had a family.
He did not. I mean,
Yeah.
now look at him.
By the way, Ben would have never let that happen. He tackled the man last time that happened to him.
Well, Ben's just chilling on the couch, drinking a couple Coors Lights, having a good time watching the games now. So
he's probably more a banquet guy, Chris. He's not doing the lights.
that man had a family. Oh my gosh, I'm dead. Also, Riley, I'm not doing any cool sports things, but I'm writing a D&D campaign. Hey, D&D.
Well,
All right, let's go. Let's go.
I've always wanted to try D&D. So is he. That's a good one.
Next up, we have Giants and Vikings, and Joker's been waiting patiently in our backstage.
Let's get Joker in.
I want to get Joker in.
I want both sides. I want G Girl to join us too.
And G Girl, if you're here,
G-Girl,
jump in.
She's here.
But Joker, you've been waiting patiently.
Joker,
we want to
let's
get you in. Giants and Vikings. Vikings -4 in this one. It was 3.5. It was 4. It's kind of back and forth all over the place. Over under 48 in Minnesota here. And I'm honestly, for me, I went back and forth with my picks here. I had Minnesota -3.5 at one point, and I got scared off of it. I was like, Minnesota is such an erratic team for me that I was just like, as much as I...
They're 11-3, Chris.
Oh my goodness, they terrify me.
Erratic about that.
So I took them off.
Hey, Chris, can you go ahead and pull Joker in? Neither of the two mouses, whatever. Neither of them are working. I can't just pull them into the chat.
I'm not sure. I don't know how to do that. Let me see. Move.
Click on them. Just hold down left click and drag them.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And probably your other left. Chris doesn't know right from left, so.
There we go.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think Joker, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Joker, what's up, buddy? How we doing, my friend? First of all,
I'm doing good.
Thank you for being a supporter of the channel, man. Appreciate you being here each and every week. It means a lot, and glad to have you in.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah.
First, before we dive into this game, tell me about how last week went for you. Like, how are you feeling?
Yeah,
33-0 at halftime.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I was at work. I had a break.
Yeah.
And so I watched the whole first half. And I'm like, why are we down 33-0? I mean, there's so many bad stuff that happened. We should have had a pick six. I mean, not pick six, but the fumble recovery. And the ref blew the whistle. I don't understand why the refs are whistle happy.
Yeah.
And
let it
so,
go out.
Right. And it happened twice, of course. In the second half also, when I saw that. So I don't think it should have went in overtime. But I watched the first half, but I didn't get to watch the second half until I got off work about when they scored the touchdown. I forget who scored to get the 28 points.
This is fascinating nonetheless. It was your fault they were down 33-0 because you were watching.
Oh, okay. I don't think so.
And they didn't watch the second half for the most part, and they all of a sudden just things happen.
Right. Of course. But anyways, I was amazed how they came back. I was like, are we actually going to come back and win this game?
Man.
I was like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was watching with Scotty. We were at a Christmas party, and we were watching this game from like this kitchen area. We were like, we got to this party. We were settling in. We were like, I was tracking. I got there before he did. And I was like, wait a minute, what just happened in this game? Because there's no way this lead melted away as much as it did. And sure enough, we just watched it was just folding in front of our eyes. And we couldn't believe it. Scotty was like, Colts are the worst team in football by far.
Well, to lose when you're up 33-0 in half, no one should ever lose a football game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wasn't expecting us to come back. I really wasn't. But I was like, wow. But the refs did almost screw us in this, like, the biggest comeback. Well, it's not the greatest, of course, because you know what happened with the Patriots in Atlanta, and it happened to Matt Ryan twice in his career. It's crazy.
Now he's benched this week, so you guys benched Matt Ryan. So
Marty Ryan
on that. I'm sorry, it's Marty Ryan, not Matty.
Yeah.
All right, how do you feel, Joker? How do you feel about this week then against the Giants?
Okay, so with the defensive coaches, like, if he do what he did last week, I hate that they play off coverage. The defense scares me, and I'm like, dude, play your corners up. If you do that and jam them up at the line, it'll be okay. And if we're average, if they blitz like they did last week, well, they had to, of course, because they had no choice. But if they do that at the beginning of the game, I think our defense is okay.
Okay.
I mean, if there's ever a team to go off what you're saying, if there's ever a team to do press coverage and don't play zone and coverage against a team, it's the Giants. The Giants. Sorry, G Girl and anyone else, don't have exactly a lot of weapons at wide receiver. So
yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna press and cover guys close up and play to that advantage, this is the week to do it.
Exactly. And like, this reminds me of, how Mike Zimmer played, but he actually blitzed, but when, like, he gets a big lead, he played back every time. Like, be aggressive still, because the team can still come back if you're not aggressive enough.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think this defensive coach, our offense is unbelievable. Like, we can't, like, if we're going like we went in the second half, and the offensive line blocks like they supposed to do, we're okay. And I don't think anybody can stop our offense.
Yeah, I think
defense,
No, go ahead, Joker.
I was going to say, if our defense play average, that's all we need to play them. Like, the Chiefs played, like, when their defense was not so good.
We don't play average defense very often.
Well, when you played that Super Bowl, we're in that Super Bowl, and that playoff, you played average.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Oh, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
When you have an offense that's elite, like, you just need your defense to, like, make a few key stops and be, like, okay. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But you're going to say something?
No, I was just gonna say, this one. I feel like this is gonna be a little closer. I don't know. I got scared. I got scared off it. I honestly had the Minnesota Vikings one of my best bets, and then I got scared off it a little bit because Giants. Giants have struggled a little bit, over the past month, but they've been playing nothing but NFC East teams, which that division's a lot better than we thought it would be. They're 7-2 straight up outside of the division, so I'm a little worried about how they play teams outside of the division, but. I honestly, the Vikings have played some close games. They love playing close games, which is what is typically like one of those scary things for me when I'm betting spreads, especially against a Giants team here that's like, I don't know.
These two teams play closer games than anyone else in the league.
Yeah,
both these teams play one possession games all the time. So I'm not on this game, but I would take the points on the Giants only because, like, these two teams naturally just play close games. That's just what they do. So in that instance, I'm going to take the team with the points, which is the Giants. But
we're called the cardiac kids for a reason. They love to give us heart attacks.
Well, hey, Appreciate you coming in, Joker.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks
it's been
for
a pleasure.
hanging out with us. Thanks for joining us.
No
and
problem.
Thanks for following along with us and being here all the time. We appreciate you.
Congratulations and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, and good luck to your Vikings in the playoffs.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right.
Well,
See you, brother.
See ya.
And then we have Devil Doc coming in on behalf of G Girl here.
This is going to be a drawn out apology. I think at the top here,
And
Chris.
I hate to miss it, but I got to take code yellow. So this is my second code yellow of the night. Go ahead.
Someone clip this long apology Devil Doc has on behalf of G Girl.
First off, she wanted me to, say congratulations on your 2 years and all that. And secondly,
Nice.
there is no apology. I'm telling you that right now.
What?
There is no apology. Nope. No apology. She doesn't apologize to anyone. She's like Conor McGregor, okay? She doesn't apologize to anybody.
Wow. Well, she's hurt my feelings.
Also, thanks for the biddies, G Girl.
Yeah, thank you, G Girl. Appreciate it. Thanks for the biddies.
Basically, this is what she told me in a nutshell. So I'm sorry, G, if I don't remember everything. Post-military. Danny Dimes needs to be just a game manager. Don't turn the ball over. Don't do anything stupid. Run the ball with Saquon. Stick to your strengths. Tibby on that defensive line, they're getting after it. They're much improved. You saw that against Washington. You caused havoc. She knows that. She wanted me to tell you that Kirk Cousins can be very flustered when you get after him like that and pressure. So make him make some bad plays. And with that D line being as well as they're playing, stop Cook. And you make Kirk Cousins beat you. You have a good opportunity to win the game, and that's why she wants me to tell you to go Giants.
Yeah. I mean, after watching this last Giants game, you could argue right now, Kayvon Thibodeau is like their most important player and is playing outside of his mind. Like, what a great draft pick, by the way. Taking Kayvon in that first round. Obviously, Saquon's great too, but no, all those points are good. All those points make a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if they lose the turnover battle, I don't think the Giants have a shot in this game. So Danny Dimes has to play smart, play protected. Saquon, hopefully, I mean, they've struggled a little more recently on the ground than they were on the front end, but they might. What's going to be interesting, they might have to open it up a little bit against the Vikings if the Vikings start to put up some points. Now, the Vikings like to put up the points in like the fourth quarter, not before then, so maybe not, but
right.
I could see that, but Kayvon, what a draft pick, honestly. Like, Kayvon Thibodeau, like, for me, moving forward, might be the most talented player taken from this draft last year.
Really?
I mean, imagine if he doesn't get chopped in the knee in the preseason.
Yep.
I mean,
he was a little injury prone at Oregon as well, so that might be.
We both know that knee thing was a little questionable. I think you can agree with that.
Sure. Yeah.
But he was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. I do think that with the Giants, their strength is definitely the defensive side of the ball. They pride themselves on defense and definitely running. It's almost kind of like the Steelers a little bit. So I kind of see us in each other there. But like I said, I do think containing Cook is going to be the difference. Make Kirk Cousins beat you, because we've seen in those 3 losses what Kirk Cousins can do when he is not primetime Kirk. So
yeah, he gets out of sorts if they're behind the 8 ball and not playing well. What I will say, I wish G Girl was here only for this instance. Like, G Girl, that call on last week against Washington, where they called oh my gosh, who's the wide receiver for Washington? Where they called
Curtis Samuel?
No, it wasn't Samuel. It was
Scary Terry when they've shifted and then they shifted. The ref said you're good.
It's just not a good look for the league. Like,
definitely not.
Yeah,
not a good look. And how epic would it have been for the Giants in Washington to go to overtime after tying earlier in the season? I thought it would have been super entertaining for the league in general.
I predicted that, and GG almost wanted to cut my head off, so we won't talk about it.
And it should have happened. Well, pending a 2-point conversion, they still would have had to get the 2-point to tie it up there. But
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if that game went to a tie, I would have started calling the league rigged. I
mean, the
was
league
thinking
is-
that Bills
It's already kind
There's
of.
definitely instances where the league is rigged. I don't know if you guys. Well, I won't dive into the. Not allowed to talk about my Chiefs.
I was gonna
but
say, oh boy.
I don't know if you guys saw that game against the Texans, but there's two officiating staffs that the Chiefs never want to play against, and one was last week, and the other one was assigned to them this week. So clearly, the league doesn't want them to have the number one seed in the AFC. It's not a big deal. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. If we don't have to, if they get a playoff game for us, I will hammer the other side. It's who is it? It's Sheffers and who do they have this week? I'm trying to blank on his name, but it doesn't matter. There's two officiating crews that hate the Chiefs more than anything, and one was last week.
Do you have a
It's fine.
spreadsheet? Wait, I just want to know. Do you have a spreadsheet or something with that?
So there is a Chiefs person on Twitter that like pulled the stats on
Oh my.
the crew last week and what they've been for the Chiefs the last like 5 years or something. We're 1-6 against the spread with this guy. It's by far the most penalties that's been called against us and yardage over any other ref crew, and it's not remotely close.
I mean, not to compare sports, but NBA has it, right? You got Javi against a bunch of players. I mean, what is Javi and Iverson were, there was instances where, oh yeah, like there was some things that were called carries and stuff. Like, I mean, I think there's
things happen, and
I mean,
if you look at some of the
Luka.
calls from the Chiefs game, it's super bizarre. My boss, who's a Broncos fan and never would admit to anything, was like, I was watching the game and it was kind of weird, some of the calls they were making. I'm like, and I didn't say anything at all about it. I'm just saying there is some crews that might have some biases,
but yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun matchup. I mean, we got obviously salty. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm excited to see how the Vikings finish on this.
It should be a good game. It should be a good game.
Yeah,
no doubt.
But thank you for representing for G Girl. Thank you, Joker, for popping in on this one. Appreciate that. And we still have a lot to get to. It's a big show tonight. But thank you so much for all your support, Devil Doc and G Girl and everyone who's, again, honestly, Scotty, this is the first time we've done something like this. And I'm having a blast talking with you guys. Yeah, it's great.
Right. Definitely great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And on that note, Chris, before we start this next segment, I'm going to go Code Yellow and grab a drink.
Yep. We will get to Eagles Cowboys here next. If you're a Cowboys or an Eagles fan, jump into the backstage. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Also, Cuban, by the way, I know Cuban, if you feel like popping in, feel free. I would love to catch up with you a little bit too. You've been, from here from the beginning as well. So feel free to jump in if you're comfortable and you want to jump in and hang out with us for a little bit. Great show, fellas. This is fun. Thank you, Broncos. Yeah, it's good to have you guys here. And 2 years, we wanted to step up our game, and we're continuing to do that. We have a lot in store. In case you missed all the announcements, we're going to YouTube on some nights. Moving forward, we have a new store. We have new logos and new merch. We have all sorts of fun things happening. So in case you missed it, let us know. Also, if you're a fan of any team that we have not covered yet, let us know in the chat, and we can talk about them. So I was in the kitchen during the Broncos segment. Broncos did great. Hey, see? Cuban, Broncos, he's representing there. All of those Bronco fans out there that, I'm not the only one in the world here. But Eagles, Cowboys. We're getting into this one. This one's going to be a fascinating one. Obviously, we're not seeing Jalen Hurts in this. I don't think. It sounds like he's doubtful from all indications. He's not going to be playing this one. So we have, an interesting matchup here between, this division rivalry. You got 4.5 for the Cowboys. Obviously, this one, I liked it more when it was, this was a 6 at one point for the Eagles. And I don't know where it's at now. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is out. Let me take a look at the current spread in this game. But I want to say it's still down to, let me see, 5. And I like it. Honestly, this one, it's now tailoring itself back. So it went from 6 to 4.5. Now it's up to 5. Back and forth, trying to figure out what people are liking on this one, especially with Jalen Hurts' injury. Honestly, if I'm leaning one way or another on this one, I'm leaning Eagles plus the points, Scotty. I mean, I liked it at +6, and then it dropped drastically, and then it's kind of working its way back up. But I mean, regardless, you got Dallas Goedert coming back. You have, some weapons still defensively and offensively from the Eagles that are still going to be pretty good here. And I just think that this is a great opportunity for the Eagles to shine against the Dallas Cowboys. You have Dak Prescott, who's prone to some weird turnovers most recently. We got Minshew Mania, as Reckoning is saying here in the chat. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, it's hard for me not to take a really good Eagles team on the road here. Gardner Minshew in a controlled environment. Cold isn't going to be a factor. Pocket Pool in the chat. What's up, Pocket Pool? Love the name. Still, it always gets me. Eagles D is still good. It is. And I think this will be a closer
number 2 in the league, I believe.
Closer game that I think people are accounting for. Hurts said he still hopes to play. He's doubtful. I don't think he's going to.
I mean, what's the incentive for Hurts to play?
They only need to win one game to clinch the NFC.
Or one game, or the Vikings need to lose.
Yeah.
Even if Dallas wins out, I don't know. Maybe they're in contention because they tie at that point. But I think it's just a Vikings loss or an Eagles win, and they clinch. An Eagles win definitely clinches.
Chris Mena, by the way, in the chat. This is fantastic. I need some Spider 2Y banana from Minshew. And going back to the Spider 2Y banana from the whole
John Gruden in this.
John Gruden back in the day. That's been one of my fantasy league names for the last forever. For one of my longest running fantasy teams. It's called Spider 2Y Banana is my
not an overly successful team, but I'm just kidding.
It's won a couple championships, just saying. And Marie, happy 2 years. Thank you, Marie. By the way,
thank you, Marie.
Marie,
you can hop on in too.
Marie, we are doing something. If you join our Discord, we are listening to people coming in. We were talking about Broncos earlier. If you want to come talk about your Broncos or whatever you want, we're having people join in the chat, and have their voice on the show. So join to our Discord if you have not already. I think you're in there.
She is.
And there's a live. Join the voice chat, and we can get you in, and you can talk with us a little bit. I know you're no stranger to radio shows. I know you call in on the local radio shows, Marie. So love to have you as a part of the show.
Yeah, thanks for hopping in. We miss you here. Hope you're doing well. The Nugs and Avs are gonna be. Oh, the Avs are gonna be all right, right? Like they're beat up, but they'll be fine. But anyway, get into this game, Chris. I agree. I'm on it at 4.5 or 5. I'm on Eagles, which says something, right? Like the Cowboys would have been favored, and I'm disappointed. So when the Eagles and Cowboys played earlier this year, Dak obviously didn't play. It was the Rex favorite player in the league, Cooper Rush. And so we missed out on a great opportunity to weigh these teams. And now we might miss it again. We'll have the Eagles potentially. I don't see why they play Jalen Hurts. There's no reason to play Hurts in this game. I don't think they'll play him. But I still like the Eagles +5. And that's telling. Because the MVP race right now is down to Hurts and Mahomes pretty much right now. There's maybe you could argue Allen and Burrow as 3-4. Maybe they make a run, but right now it's those two at the top. Can you imagine the Chiefs being favored or being so this line moved maybe 3 points, because the Cowboys would have been favored. And people think that I'm crazy saying this. The Cowboys would have been favored even with Jalen Hurts playing in this game. Maybe not 1.5. So maybe it's 4. Maybe it's a half point. At worst, it's a pick 'em. I'm just being honest. Okay. This is a reason. Mahomes is the MVP. Okay. He just is.
Here we go.
We go.
I needed to make this point, guys. I haven't talked about the Chiefs in a couple weeks. It's been killing me. All right. No one here in this chat, including you, Rec, would take Jalen Hurts as your quarterback over Patrick Mahomes. And if you did, you'd be certifiably insane. So everyone that's arguing for Jalen Hurts to be MVP is just going off of like who has the best record. Who has the best record?
Chairman
and
says
who's the quarterback of that team. Because quite frankly, Chris, the Eagles have a great defense. They have a loaded offense. Like, when we talk about 1-2 wide receiver cores, like top 2 wide receivers, I think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith is in the, like, they're certainly top 5, if not top 3. They're probably not 1, but they're up there. I don't think they beat like Higgins and Chase, but they're up there. Chairman, does Mahomes play for the Eagles or the Cowboys? I'm confused. No, but both of those teams, which he did.
Sight of the face.
Both, I'm sorry, guys.
And then earlier he's like, Dak has 9 picks in the last 6 games. Cooper Rush has 0 picks in the last 6 games.
Ooh.
I mean, that's a factor of just playing football. He also has no completions. If you want to talk about Cooper Rush's stats, 0 yards, 0 completions, and 0 picks. That's true. I'm just disappointed. This game had like the ability to be the top game of the week, the best game, the feature game this week. I'm forget all the other talk. I'm sad that Hurts isn't going to play. Otherwise, this would have been a super, super entertaining game to watch. And now it's kind of meaningless. It's meaningless for both teams, though. Like, the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs, probably not win the division, and the Eagles are going to win the division and be the number 1 seed. So this game lacks luster at this point, which is unfortunate because it's 2 of the best 3 teams in the NFC, right?
Yep.
Like you group in, I don't know. This is probably 2 of 2. Who's better? Who's better than these 2 teams in the NFC?
Maybe the Niners.
Okay, Niners. Yeah.
By the way, J Cross,
not Minnesota. Sorry,
J Cross.
Joker.
Are you still here? Join in the backstage. I want to get you in if you're here, J Cross. Let's get you in the chat. I want to get your thoughts on the Eagles, Cowboys. Your thoughts on the Eagles. Your thoughts on what their chances are in the playoffs. I mean, join in. I would love to have you here. Join backstage. You were here earlier, I think, and you know we were kind of taking a while. So sorry about that, but we want to get you in, and we appreciate your patience.
And J Cross, I'd like you to join to talk about your comment. Mahomes' team was stacked the year he won MVP. Weak take. So right now the Eagles have like the 2nd best defense in the league. Mahomes has never had a top 14 defense in his career in with Kansas City, and his floor is the AFC Championship. So I would disagree with that. Mahomes' team, maybe on offense, looks stacked, but guess what? Everyone's like, oh, they have Tyreek Hill. Now they lose Tyreek Hill. They're still the number 1 offense in the NFL. Chris,
casually.
Who's the guy?
I love casually.
The defense sucks. The Chiefs' defense.
Casually's like, don't you know the Chiefs are winning the NFC East rivalry? Yeah, no.
The Chiefs' defense sucks.
Let's see.
Like Chris Jones and whatever.
And you get no Wilson comebacks and low-hanging fruits, says Marie. I actually went to the Cowboys to... I actually want the Cowboys to win this. Want the Eagles-Giants game to mean something, if possible, in case the Lions need the Giants to lose. So, Chairman's playing with different
He's just
scenarios.
Solely on the Detroit bandwagon, which is fine. Let's make the end of the league more interesting. So, Cowboys win this one. Let's do it.
My husband is doing amazing this year, says Marie. Your husband, yeah? Okay. By the way, again, Marie or again, J Cross, this is your chance to pop in. I definitely want you to pop in if you can, J Cross. I know you're alone. Well, we have a couple Philadelphia fans, but we don't get a lot of them popping in on as regularly as you do. So, J Cross, join in. Yep. All you got to do, you were in there earlier, so you know what's up. But
Chairman, real quick, he says great MVP types, MVP type QBs inspire Ds to play better. I know he's joking there, right? Like that's a joke.
Yeah,
that's not real, right? That's
Yeah.
a joke. He's
Anyways, I haven't seen it.
he's trying to ignite Scotty A. Smith. That's what he's doing here, right?
He's already been ignited.
He's trying to get you all spicy.
I mean, because that is literally one of the worst. And I respect Chairman because we agree all the time, but that is purposely bad, right? That's a purposely bad comment.
Watch Chairman sitting back like, no, that was for real. But yeah, no. Scotty, you have no idea how many times I type things in the chat and then just wait to watch the look on your face when you read it. And I can always tell when I see your eyes light up.
Yeah. So congratulations, you did it again with that awful comment.
And J Cross, hey, I applaud you. Scotty does this all the time. I would love to, but I'm in bed and don't want to wake up the wife. I get too loud. LOL. Yeah, no, Scotty lays in bed all the time and he doesn't want to wake up the wife when he's.
What do you mean lays in bed all the time? Like I do it once a day. Like when I go to sleep. Is that too often? Should I be actually Saturday night I didn't even make it to bed. So I'm probably on the less side of things because I just slept on the couch without remembering anything. Is sleeping in bed once a night too often, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's a thing. Yeah.
It's important to know because I didn't know that. How often do you sleep in bed, Chris?
Rarely.
Rarely.
Yeah.
I'll talk to your wife about that.
Yeah. We have all day on Christmas Eve to talk about it. Don't
We're
worry.
really gonna dive into that.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Chris like to sleep in the same bed as you?
And
pretty much.
So by the way,
fun Christmas topic.
So now that we're done with this, Casually has been sitting in the backstage really patiently, so I'm gonna bring him in.
Yeah, bring in
Casually. By the way, Squand has Cowboys money line. I don't know if he's serious about that, but he's got the little emote there after it, so who knows? But hey, Casually, what's up, brother? How we doing? Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. You're always hanging out with us. It means a lot to have you here. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm trying to figure out how to use Discord on my phone because
you're doing
fantastic.
We can hear you, which is the only thing that matters.
Good, buddy.
Hey, I'll take it. No, thanks for having me on. Just wanted to say, can't wait for Houston's #1 draft pick, and
yeah,
go from there.
Hey, representing, right? Who you is it?
It's Bryce Young, right?
Is it Bryce Young?
Probably, but I'm going to give you another sacrilegious take here.
Okay.
I honestly don't pay attention to college football, and I just tune in for the draft to see what chaos is.
Exactly.
Also, I think that's how Houston Texans use their draft strategy. So it should be I could see it being Bryce Young, but hey, who knows?
All right, that's fair enough. So, I mean, Houston, you got Bryce Young, right? What else are you looking forward to when it comes to the Houston franchise, right? So, obviously you're kind of building back up, but what has you excited moving forward?
I keep forgetting the name, but their Stigley this year did pretty well for a rookie quarterback. Jalen Petrie, I think, number 5 safety, who he showed out against Cowboys tight ends. He was knocking their heads off pretty much every time they got in red zone. So that was pretty good. And hey, new coaching regime possibly coming in. Look on the bright side and close your eyes when the train ends up going off rails. So that's kind of the Houston, Texas procedure.
Listen, I think you're years away, but I think in like 3 years, the Houston Texans could be like a model franchise that people are looking like, hey, how do we replicate this? Honestly, with the #1 pick, if Bryce Young works out, obviously they got screwed by the quarterback that won't be named.
And then you had the DeAndre Hopkins trade. You had all sorts of things that set you back.
Which was their own fault. Like they had people in charge that agreed to that trade, which is egregious. But I think the Texans are going to turn it around sooner rather than later. And I hope they do. They deserve a good team, Chris.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Agreed.
that's my point. Like the Texans deserve a good team. They're diehard fans. They've been screwed over by somehow they've been screwed over by a guy that sucks on the other end, too, Deshaun Watson. And now I'm gonna cheer for the Texans for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it feels good to watch Deshaun Watson struggle out the gate, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
feels great.
Oh, it's definitely amusing. I just wish there was a few more losses involved with that struggling, but hey, you take what you get.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
played a backup in Baltimore. They got lucky there, but he's garbage. Don't worry. You're gonna be better off. You're gonna be better off without
You'll be
that
fine.
dude.
You'll be fine.
Well, I mean, there's another positive too. As much as we like to clown on the NFC East, the AFC South is not that much stronger of a division.
No,
No,
You
it's
have
trash.
one team kind of floating up in the top there. You have another team hanging in there, like for 2 different periods of time, like 2011 to 2014. It was the Matt Shaw, JJ Watt show there.
Right?
Colts took it for a few years. Jaguars almost beat the Patriots in 2017. We thought we were on the roll until Bill O'Brien and that whole, well, that's past. Moving forward, we'll see what happens. There's a chance we'll be back on top in a few years. And
no
snake holds up.
No doubt. In that division, you can move quickly, obviously. And if you get a quarterback, with everyone's hating on your corner. They're like, you should have taken Sauce, but I think your corner's fine. He's been hurt a little bit, but I think more than fine. He's a really good first round pick. There's a lot of talent in Houston. A lot of that. I mean, Damian Pierce has been great this year. The offensive line, I think, has played pretty well. You get a quarterback in place, you build. Honestly, you're a couple years away from being favorites in the AFC South.
We got a couple things here. Houston was pretty complicit in the whole Watson thing. I'm not ready to hop on their bandwagon. And then Marie kind of seconds that. How about we put
Were
some
they?
of the...
I mean, I know they knew some of it, but
I think it was like they helped provide him some of the massage therapists. Like, oh, what happened? Oh, nothing happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I refuse to believe that a professional football franchise would knowingly know what he did and acknowledge that and support that. So I think they just didn't know fully what was going on. That's what I choose to believe.
There's a whole nother conversation about that with another team, but this isn't the place for it.
Marie says they knew. Maybe they did. I would be shocked. I work for a professional franchise, and I couldn't. There's no way that would even remotely exist with knowledge. Not where I work. Maybe in others, but not where I work. There's no chance it would happen in the Rockies. The Rockies may be a bad baseball team, but that would never happen there. What happened with Deshaun Watson would never happen there. I promise you that. I promise. And I know I'm slanted because I work there, but I promise you that would never, even if I didn't work there, I know that would never happen.
B-Dubs, welcome in. D Boston, what's up? How we doing? I was really thinking I'm not popping in the stream tonight. I'm so embarrassed being from Boston at this moment, says D Boston.
I mean, but are you as embarrassed as Mac Jones got embarrassed?
He just literally got thrown to the ground. It wasn't a great look.
By the way, B-Dub, anybody else, guys, if you guys are here, if you're new joining the channel, we have one Discord line open. If you want to talk about your team, go ahead, jump in the backstage. This is your last chance.
Get in now. We'll eat some.
We're getting into our game here, but all you got to do, join the Discord, ! Discord. Let me put in the chat there, and then all you got to do is join the live channel, and then we'll get you into the backstage where you guys can pop in. By the way, Casually, thank you for popping in and being a part of the channel. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for everything you've done for us and just being here and having fun with us. It means the world. So thank you.
Certainly. Thank you for having me on, and looking forward to Wild Year Feud for you guys.
Yeah, we have a lot in store, guys. If you're just joining us, we have a lot of stuff happening in 2023. So make sure you go and check out our VODs that we're going to be uploading to YouTube and everything else. But we are going to be doing a lot of cool things. Our new store, we have a lot of new stuff content-wise coming out. So make sure you go check that out. Also,
I honestly really, really like, and maybe if we overdo it, it won't be as fun, but getting people in here.
Yeah.
I love this, Chris. I honestly do.
No, and this is a lot of fun for us. I mean, that wraps up all of our Cuban. Cuban's popping in backstage.
Cuban hopped in.
Cuban. Let's hear from Cuban. Cuban.
Is he a real person?
Yeah, he's from Cuba. I don't know if that's true.
Cuban, let's see if we can get you in here. Rick, let's get.
I'm trying. My mouse is failing me again.
There he is. Cuban.
There we go. Now I got him.
Cuban, are you there?
But the Action Lab rats never will.
Yay, Cuban!
I'm so happy to have Cuban in here.
Oh my gosh, his parents are from Cuba, I believe. What's up, Cuban? How we doing, my friend? Obviously a local here in Denver. Great to have you.
I am fantastic, guys. So glad to finally hear your voices.
Wait, you didn't hear our voices before? You were watching on mute that whole time?
I just watch. I can tell I don't agree with Scotty by the expressions.
Yeah.
That seems about right.
Cuban, you have like a legendary following here in the Action Lab. Everyone loves you, man. You were one of our originals, and it's great to have you here. Thank you for all the support, brother.
Oh, yeah. I got that little #1 thing.
Yeah.
Cuban, you are... I think we're similar in the sense, like, your sense of humor is phenomenal, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, that's what the ladies say when they meet me.
Honestly, flatter people, obviously. Usually, but usually it works sometimes. I'm trying to flatter Cuban right now, obviously.
Oh yeah. Well, man, congratulations to you guys on 2 years streaming. It has been a fantastic journey, and man, I love getting to know you guys and everybody in the chat. Action Lab rats, sound off. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Hey! Love it, man. Love it. Hey.
Great job, guys. I try to never miss a show, even if I'm out of the room and just listening. You guys are fantastic.
Nah, man.
Thanks for, mostly having good Nuggets takes and, good on everything else.
Well, you're gonna have to support me in the Thursday night streams when we do the NBA stuff on the YouTube. So, I know you love your NBA channel. You love the NBA. You love your Nuggets. You love MPJ.
Well,
you're so ready for MPJ to be back.
I'm talking about him a lot.
There's a part of me that thinks MPJ is like your favorite player in the league. Like a small part of me.
Right behind Barton.
You're like, when you're in kindergarten, you like hate the person like you care about the most. Part of me thinks that's you with MPJ.
Dude, those almost 3 games that he played in college just enamored me, and I'm hoping he can live up to that. Or, when he switched to a smaller high school so that he could be the big man on campus. Man, I just hope he can be the superstar we all know. It is totally worth crippling the franchise with that contract.
There it is. I was waiting for it.
I love it. I love it.
Cuban, it's great to hear you, man.
He says the exact things I would say. I feel like we're close.
Brothers. But
yeah.
Man, my crazy Bronco take is I think Nathaniel Hackett's kind of got a raw deal here. But having Russell Wilson come in, not listen to him, and not know the coach is the boss is not the job he applied for. He came with a nice team. He could be a nice, energetic, young offensive coach to kind of maybe, groom, what's his name, Drew Lock, or whatever. If that didn't work out, then at least they have a great draft pick to build upon. And once they got Russell Wilson, his office is probably bigger. I know his truck is, and I just think Nathaniel's got a bad rap.
Yeah,
He should be brought back, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I think he's probably not that great either, but he's gotten a load of everything, Chris. Like everyone's blaming Hackett.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a little bit Russell, but like mostly Hackett. And then
His
like
face
not
gets
looking
so
at
red.
Yeah. He's he's a likable guy. I think the players like him. And the players don't even know Russell because he's in a different room. He doesn't hang out. He's just
he's got his own
Russell's
office.
A big deal, by the way. Super big deal.
Well, I mean, they could at least set up calls with him through his manager.
Yeah. I mean, which is important to do midweek if you're doing a game plan. Like, set it up with the manager.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got high stepping at noon.
True. True. Yeah. See, we're set, man. We're good with this whole Russell Wilson thing.
It's fantastic. It's gonna be when you guys tune in and watch the Broncos play on Christmas. It's gonna be like a coal train coming to me.
What do you mean by tuning in and watching the Broncos on Christmas? Because I can't do that. I want to have a.
You're gonna be in Denver, man.
I know, but it's gonna be so sad. It's just gonna be sad.
It is. Well, it's that or watching a movie that apparently both of you don't like, A Christmas Story on repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
bringing that back.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Not my movie.
Not my jam. Marie's like, what? You don't watch Christmas Story?
It's nuts, Marie. It's insane.
Marie missed our Christmas movie draft.
I don't get it. It's like a BB gun and a bunny and like what else happens?
Sticking a tongue to the pole, and that's about it.
Yeah, which is idiotic. Who does that now?
Now you've described my only.
Chief Superfan. That's who does.
Cuban, man, you just kill it, man, just as much as you do on the chat in real life.
Killing Marie.
Well, this is my first time being backstage without having to take my shirt off, so I'm pretty excited.
Take your shirt off. Why is your shirt on?
It's off. I'm just kidding.
Hey, there you go.
Cuban,
Like
you are an amazing Cuban. Honestly.
Sexy Cuban Benny. There you go. Hey, Cuban.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you popping on.
Cuban, just because, have you ever met Marie? And Marie, have you ever met Cuban like in person? I'm curious.
No, I'm constantly trying to get her to go to game watch parties, but she never shows up.
Never shows up. Marie, step up your game.
Step up your game, Marie.
And
Lies.
also,
She's gonna have something to say about that.
if you're inviting people to watch parties, I don't know. Chris and I are available.
Guys, we are local here in Denver,
let's do
so
it,
we
baby.
can hook it up. We can go meet up at the local, whatever, wherever you guys want to meet up.
No,
the local
Well,
water.
Pajama here.
If you are local, I'll leave you with this. Everybody, love you. Stay warm out there with this Arctic blast, and live every day and reach for the skies like you're a balloon boy.
Boom. There you go, Cuban. Appreciate you being a part of this channel. Appreciate you all you support with everything we do. It means a lot, man.
Feels like
Thank you
he's been
guys so
here
much.
since day one, and he probably pretty much has been. So thank you, Cuban. You contribute a ton, and we appreciate you.
No, thank you guys. Thank you to the lab rats.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
Squeak, squeak.
on to
Squeak,
you.
squeak.
Squeak, squeak. Let's
Such
go.
I didn't think I was gonna get emotional, Chris. This has been such an emotional moment.
This
I'll
is.
drink to that.
I'll drink
Yeah.
to that too, says Cuban. Yeah, there you go. I'll drink to that. Man, he brings it just like he does on the chat.
Exactly like in the chat.
Gosh, that's incredible.
awesome.